For this video, I'm going to choose some players who I think are going under the radar currently. The main qualifier for this is by players' current ownership in FPL. Players chosen are all players who've under 5% ownership at this moment in time. There are 5 selections, but these are in no particular order. In 5th place, we have Callum Chambers from Arsenal. He's only owned by 0.4% of owners right now, and he's a cheap pick at 4.5 million. In Arsenal's recent friendly against Millwall, he scored and assisted in the game. Chambers could be made the first choice right back, as Hector Bellerin seemingly wants out of the club, and it's felt that Arsenal feel the same way about Bellerin. Chambers' only threat to the position right now is Cedric. As Chambers was involved in the tail end of the 2021 season instead of Cedric, it might be expected he will be given the starting position. Ben White coming into the club, Arsenal could be better defensively too. Chambers offers a lot of an upside for a cheap attacking right back. Arsenal's opening 5 fixtures are contrasting, with 3 easy fixtures and 2 rotten ones against Chelsea and Man City. If you do choose Chambers, ensure that you have a playing bench player, so that he won't be chosen for these 2 fixtures. 8 NOURI was signed as a prospect last season, and showed in glimpses what he was capable of at Wolves. Right now he's owned by 1.7% of FPL managers, which sounds bizarre considering how often you hear about him talked on FPL Twitter. One issue is that Wolves' opening 3 fixtures aren't the most appealing, with 3 tough fixtures including an away trip to Leicester and 2 home matches against Spurs and Man United. His set pieces are magnificent, and I expect that he could score 1 or more this season. Interestingly, in pre-season, he's played some games out of position as a left winger, due to both Neto and Podence missing through injury. Laga's system in Portugal massively relied on attacking fullbacks. It's felt that Ait-Nouri will flourish in the new manager's system. Johnny, the first choice left back, is injured due to another ACL injury. Could he be this season's bargain attacking fullback? Or another Ruben Vinagre? I think the former, and I doubt it's going to be another Vinagre. In number 3 is FERRAN TORRES. He played as a striker at times last season for Man City, and he stated in a recent interview that he feels that he was feeling very comfortable playing as a number 9, as well as on the wing. Torres scored twice for Spain in the Euros and 7 times in 15 starts in the Premier League last season. As Sergio Aguero is leaving City, there's a spot up top available, especially as Gabriel Jesus has never really managed to nail down a spot in Pep Guardiola's team. Whilst the spot is potentially going to Harry Kane, FERRAN TORRES may get to hold on to it if Man City don't stump up a massive 150 million fee for the England and Spurs talisman. At 7 million, Torres could be one of the biggest bargains of this season if he nails down a spot as striker. Imagine having a player like FERRAN TORRES out of position. He gets clean sheet points, he gets 5 points for a goal as a midfielder. He genuinely could be one of the picks of the season. His opening fixtures against Spurs, who I don't rate as a good defensive unit. They've sold Toby Alderweireld. They're Spurs. An out of position midfielder starting as a striker has to be somebody who's considered, especially for Man City. And in game week 2 they play Norwich. Screams a captaincy option. In number 2 is Leeds United's RODRIGO. He's only owned by 1.9% of FPL managers right now. That's a pretty big contrast to his teammate Patrick Bamford, who's currently owned by 17.6%. He started last season poorly, but those performances changed later on as the season progressed. He proved himself more than capable as an advanced playmaker or as a striker in Bielsa's system. The issue last season was fitness, and those at Leeds feel with a full pre-season under his belt, a new RODRIGO will be seen. Bielsa's pre-season is known as being rotten. A murder ball comes out, so just expect a new one. He should be one of Leeds' first names on the team sheet after his late season exploits. In the final 10 game weeks of last season, RODRIGO matched Bamford's goal tally of 4, all the while doing so in 4 games less than Bamford. You could look at this as a positive or a negative. I generally think he's more effective in a shorter period of games. At 6.5 million, he's arguably one of the better cheap options in the game. This is due to Leeds being a proven goal-scoring side in the Premier League, with a lot of chance creation. Leeds, though, don't have the most attractive set of opening fixtures, but they're the kind of side you feel can pull off an upset against anyone. Everton, Burnley, Newcastle, these are all games that Bielsa's men should be expecting to get points and goals from. In number 1 is Christian Pulisic. Pulisic this season has something which he hasn't had in the longest time, a pre-season at the club. Chelsea have one of the easiest opening fixtures against Crystal Palace, in which Pulisic could be one of the best captaincy shouts, something which I haven't heard from a lot of people. He disappointed last season with only 4 goals and 3 assists, but his game time was limited due to injury. His upside is massive. Genuinely, he's a great player. The issue is that seemingly he's become somewhat injury prone in the last season. One more thing to consider here is that he's only 0.5 million less than Kai Havertz, who looks a phenomenal option this season if Chelsea fail to sign Erling Haaland. I feel that a lot of the reason why his ownership is so low at 1.4% is due to Kai Havertz. He could be a great differential early on.